Good morning class, I'm Scott of Group 4 and today I'll be presenting our Sprint 1 journey. To commence we started with the catchy name, which was completed with easy car check, straight to the point and informs the user of what the product highlights. Once we had created the title of our product and how we will market it, we began to outline the sprint and broke it up into sections of what we want, how we will implement it, resources to create this vision, and then the status of the hurdle. This was completed via Trello. The use of Trello was beneficial as we will be able to outline tasks, what we wanted, and thus was assigned into the sprint backlog. This backlog contained the tasks and features of the sprint. Once this was assigned, I started assigning members to the tasks outlined with Trello. There is many beneficial settings this can be applied onto the tasks. One being is labels. As you can see here, I've got all different labels. I've got a blue label, red label, and a green label. This is all on which task we'll be submitting. Now with these labels, they act as a legend and made management and identification of tasks simple, as you could simply take in a glance and notice the relationship with one another. For an example, in the sprint backlog, you can I've assigned the color purple, the label, to the entirety of the section here and created the sub-labels of the development aspect of our sprint. This can be seen here with the development of the website, as seen here, and the development of the back end. They are both indicated red, so they're being different compared to like the creation of the story points, which as you can see here are blue, unlike the red ones seen here. The use of this we believe was beneficial as we could understand what task entitled to what. If we were doing development on the stack, it would be red, and if we were assigning roles, it would be blue. Whilst highlighting on the topic of visual information, we'll also include my favorite aspect of our Trello board, was the use of the stickers. The stickers applied convey an abundance of information. Why is this, you may wonder? Well, take a look for yourself. If you highlight your focus on the sprint backlog, you'll see a few stickers being a ticket marker, a clock, and an urgent icon. These stickers express a lot of knowledge and it reflects tasks that are completed, urgency, and deadlines, and which is a crucial aspect in a group project completion. Also with the user roles, you can see here, if you click on a task, we can look at the roles, who's been assigned to. So as you can see here with creation of storyboards, I can click here, see it's Michael Ray as the primary task completer. Click here, the company is sought by Yuno and Zhe. And then you can see here, development of the website mockup is by me. Security application plan, we've got all three here, and that's our plan. So this is a really good way of showing who's accountable for what they do. I'll also show you our second sprint. We've also got a plan here, which is over here. This is mostly the mock-ups. So with our backlog completion, we've obviously completed sprint 1, and we've done our reflection on it. I have now assigned what roles have been completed, and thinking back to the stickers, I've got all the stickers assigned. During our first sprint, our primary issue was communication. Although difficult with the current world climate, we attempted to negate this issue as much as possible. Through overcoming this boundary, we made use of our Microsoft Teams group chat, and if there were any urgencies, I would make a group email message to ensure that everyone was on board on the correct task. Through communicating regularly, we began to bond with one another and discuss our strengths and weaknesses in our technical skills and our soft skills. Through this communication, we were able to assume the roles and then was listed in our group chat. With this approach, we can make use of everyone's strengths and our group will work productively within a positive mindset for the project ahead. Thus, with assigning our roles, I was to ensure all of Group 4 of their roles and emailed to confirm whether they were happy to undergo that specific role, and there was no complaints, and we worked as a team to progress on the sprint. Throughout our initial sprint, we highlighted user stories. By doing this, we had generated 2 places to reflect this, one being a shared portal where all of us could access to modify, and also on the Trello board. Through using Trello board, I had manipulated the description to contain the user stories on the completed list, and on the backlog, it contained the actual description. As you can see here, this was just the backlog. It showed the description of what needs to be completed. And then if we go to the completed backlog task, we go to the user story creations, and you can see here, we've got all of it here. This we believed was more beneficial as we could take a look at the Trello board and look at the task descriptions regarding what was expected and the due date that we set. And once we had completed it, we would add it to the completed list and modify the descriptions accordingly. So as we can explore here, I can simply click on the completed backlog task sections and click on the appropriate card to view its contents. As seen, we can explore user stories and define the topic and then capture the user requirements. Through the use of this, we are able to provide a way to describe features of the system to be built from a user's point of view. As you can see here, database, that's our topic, the data collection. As a developer, I want to store all information about the record of all recalls announced by the car companies in a database so that the information can be stored and accessed regularly. And as a developer, I want to set a search system for a company to load the collected data quickly so that I can access the data efficiently. As a user, I want to ensure my information is secure and used accordingly so that my data is not breached in any manner. The next topic is notification. As a car owner, I want the website to send a notification to me automatically. This notification is about my car, if a new recall issue has been added, so I can stay updated on recall information. And as a developer, I want to ensure notifications are predominant to increase user traffic so that our application is accessed more. Through the creation of these user stories, we can implement these features into the application and generate an optimal product. As seen here with our generated chain diagram, it shows all the fields here. And as seen here, we'll get an idea of the notification system. We'll be using a JSON package from a Apple API. User story points determine the difficulty of the task in matter of importance, time consumption, and importance of user-friendly experience to make a masterpiece of art. We'll be using Fibonacci series for the user stories 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and 13. Anything bigger than 13 will be split down in 2 or more user stories. For an example, we have assigned 5 points towards making a database for a website. It is a starting point of the website, it is the most important and time-consuming part of making the product. Whereas we assign 1 point for changing the preferred language, as it is not that much of an important and it's not as time consuming as a database, but it is a priority to attract as many users as possible, so this task is worth 1 point. Through the creation of the story points, we then investigated what makes an application in the modern era be successful, and that being is social media exposure and how you present the product in the online scape. So we started mock-ups of how we will construct this. We generated ideas of an Instagram page and how we will advertise ourselves on that platform, a business card to generate physical advertising being here, and a mock-up of the website shown here. We then started the creation of more logos to find out which one was preferred and how we would be implementing it into our plan. We wanted something that was related to technology and was straight to the point, eye-catching and simplistic. The colours are easy to add to any design, the GFX is not too detailed to steal the attention of the main concept, and the subtext conveys the meaning of the product in a catchy manner. With allocating our roles, Michael was assigned front and back end communication, as he reflects a strong suit in technical skills. Security of the application is assigned to Ian and I, as we both reflect good knowledge of basic data and network security. Next is database development, and we have allocated Abdullah, Yuanzi, and Michael as database development. As outlined in our story points, is a crucial task. UI direction will be me, as our Excel and user interface design, and finally UX direction will be developed by Yuanzi and I. For our target grades for this group project, I myself, Scott, I'm looking for a high distinction. Michael is also looking for a high distinction. Yuanzi is looking for a distinction or above. And then we have Aryan, he's looking for a credit or above. Then Abdullah, he's looking for his credit. To put Sprint 1 in retrospection, we learned what each member of our team is capable of and assigned each member each role respectively. Ownership of each role was given with full clarity of the goal. Moving forward to the second sprint, we aim on reaching to particular team members and present more ideas in a productive manner. We will all try to push our limits and get out of our comfort zone to perform well in the project and up in coming sprints. And I advise for all other groups to follow this mindset.